Alright, we're looking at the back of the house. Well, everything goes, planters, fencing, 100% demo. That's the slot where the 1x4 metal planks will go to accommodate a new door coming through the kitchen. All that work, by the way, will be ours if we want it. That's cable and a vent stack that have to be moved over approximately 4 feet to accommodate that jut into that space. He wants that metal deck not to be attached to the neighbor's house. This is Andy, the owner. He goes in to get his computer to show me some other things that he's got about the windows in the back. Are going to stretch across. We're going to rebuild that back area. So the doorway to the kitchen is going to come out of the side in that slot where the air conditioning was. The basement stairs, okay, facing down, going down, 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 looking to the right. I would open that up right there and extend a walkway across underneath, probably in front of the existing supports. We could reassess those to see if we can use them instead of the sonotubes. We have to take a look once we get everything stripped off if that's the original porch supports. So you can see there's one as well. And then down inside they bricked out, it's almost like a retaining wall made of brick and concrete top. My guess is it's sitting on top of soil. We're going to find out. More deck. This is a lower deck that comes out. All the lower deck comes out. You're going to extend where his foot is right there, extend the yard space. So we're going to bring that little wall that you see under the deck out to where he's standing, and then backfill for the yard up to the deck, the MDX panels. That's we can salvage a lot of the bluestone, and from that 3 or 4 feet that we're going to extend that, use it as walkway. We can use it to repair other bluestone in the back. The stump in the top right corner, he says he will have removed, hopefully, before we get there. That would save considerable amount of time and effort and energy digging that thing out. That's where I think the door should exit from the basement, off to the right there, under a landing, an additional stair landing. We'll see what comes out of the plans. I don't think the materials are going to be any more than what we've already looked at for the most part. Maybe minimal. Here's that stump, the ugly stump. It was a big tree, huge tree. So
I'm going to take them down. The original idea was to take them down up until the brick wall, to leave the ones over the wall as is, let them deteriorate over time, and we'll figure it out later. So Ed and Mason had this original idea that basically this back in that direction, you leave the way it is. And with the exception of fixing up the stone and creating planting areas.
yes.
You can see there are 2 sets of them. There's our set and I think the neighbor's set. So you can see there's the cement wall, 2 layers behind this.
Okay.
I think we can pull down everything from the cinder block
I see. Okay.
forward. And then on the upper level you see that there is
They
their
put
layer
a new
layer.
fence, right? Yeah.
My worry is that they're somewhat connected. You see those little bridge pieces of
Yes.
wood?
Yeah.
So
That's not your problem. That's their problem.
I think
I mean,
so.
we can disconnect it, and what they have is what they have. So,
Right, and if there's a way to potentially reconnect it to what we have to make it more stable for them, that would be fine too.
okay.
What I don't want to
Yeah,
do is
that's no
disconnect it
problem.
and have theirs
Yeah,
fall
we don't want
over.
theirs to fall over. Right,
Right.
I understand.
But our side should come down, and I think now that we have an initial bid, Ed and Mason and I are beginning to talk about, okay, well, what does this surface look like? And we had thought of a whole bunch of different options. One was, vertical slats of wood, literally like thin slats of wood laid on top of one another in irregular pattern. I think where we've ended up potentially is fiber cement board, which we used in a fence application in our old house that they designed. And so we built a dumb wood fence and then put those fiber cement board panels on top of it, so it almost had a masonry look to it, even though it was much cheaper than that. And they lined them up horizontally and had really, it was done with care, but it's a pretty dumb product in the sense that, you screw it on there, you can paint it, it's sort of indestructible. And we kind of thought that might be an interesting application here, and then we might paint it
Okay.
a color or something like
So, did you want us to include that in our
Yes.
in our
yeah.
our total
so we wanted
price?
to get a baseline, and then if we need to add more to your price.
Yeah,
then we
because
do it.
that wasn't even a consideration.
Correct.
So,
And so now that we have a sense of what your base cost is, we're going to start adding things to it, and the fence is one of them.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
And
So
you
there
tell
will be
us how to
there
price
will
it,
be
you'll price
add-ons.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I think if you had come back to us with what we gave you and said it's going to be $100,000, then we would have said, "Fuck, okay, we'll leave this as it is." But now we feel like we have some breathing room.
Okay,
now
good.
We can start adding.
That's
things
good.
on.
So you have room left in your
Right,
budget
yeah.
for the
Yes.
extras. Okay, good. That's good to know. All right, good.
So then all of it, this planter, everything, all this would come out
Yeah, we want to. Yeah, in our initial demo, we want to take it down to
to that
strip naked. Yeah, we want to just get rid of everything
shit as
superfluous. Yeah,
And here
100%.
too. So the neighbors have a kind of patchwork.
Yes,
metal
a
grade
metal
fence
iron,
there.
metal fence. Yes,
Leave that, and we're going to eventually build something
solid.
solid over it as high as possible.
Okay. So we're gonna. Yeah. So we'll just take all that out. Okay.
All
So
the gray painted stuff gets taken out.
yeah. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
once we get the demo phase and get everything out of here, I mean, I think we're looking at probably 5 days, maybe
Of demo.
overall.
Yeah.
Just to do it with care.
And it's a lot of crap.
It's a lot of crap.
There's
yeah.
a lot of stuff to haul out.
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
I've got a hauler that will come and take loads.
periodically.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep filling up.
Yeah, I think that's the way we'll
I realize
probably
this
do
is a
it.
big inconvenience not having a bigger opening.
All right, well, this is, again, back at the edge of the deck, looking at the side fence. Both side fences are add-ons, which is great. In addition to our $49.5 bid. So we'll have to discover those costs based on what Edwin, the architect, comes up with as a meaningful fence substrate. I think if we match the height on both sides, it will accomplish an enormous amount of privacy that it does not have right at the right side at this point. So that's where we're at. Still talking about the existing stairwell, and that the deck would come out to that level, and they would have like a Red Riding Hood door there, but I don't know that that's practical. I think the smart thing to do is to go down and trench out a 3-foot walkway underneath the deck for the basement stairs coming off over by where the tree stump is, or the existing stairs at this point. That's what I suggested, and do a retaining wall with a straight walkout from there that could just go right to the patio level, and then a small retaining wall out of the same stone to create the yard barrier 3 feet off of that eastern wall. I think that would be quite nice, and with an MDX panel for a doorway underneath the stairs, underneath the landing for the stairs. So that would make sense. So you come out and then you can, we could step up, or we could just ramp up to the level of the patio in the back. Don't get dizzy. This is another look at the patio area and a look at the backyard in general, the back of the house in general. You can see he's got his Volvo station wagon in there. There's the stump again. And I'm trying to give him an idea of what it could look like with an exit from the basement to the right side. He was a little confused. He didn't quite get the retaining wall idea, but I think it would be a nice touch. It would look nice, and it would create easy in and out from the basement. That could be utility for them down the road. You might have to come up with a drainage plan for that kind of exit. Just take a look at what's in there. There's probably a ground drain to the street. There is a clean out towards the back of the current lower deck that you can see from underneath the fence, the edge fencing. All of that, everything is all new.